tonight to hear this epic information. My business partner and good friend, Mr. Derek Brown, is a leader in the industry, and this gentleman has been a personal coach and mentor to many around the world, even myself from afar. So you don't want to miss this information tonight. So thank you for being here. He is an icon in this industry. He's a seven-figure income earner, guys, not 6, 7 in this space. This gentleman has 100% of the facts as it relates to Bellator, the company you're going to hear about tonight. Mr. Brown has a genuine heart when it comes to helping people. He loves helping a lot of people and have a big heart. And he is just down to earth. He's a down to earth person with a great sense of humor. So can you please give him your undivided attention? Make sure you take notes. For our guests, have an open mind. I know a lot of us have been in a lot of things, myself as well. But tonight is information that's going to change your lives forever, and you'll see once you hear this information. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome and introduce Mr. Derek Brown to the call tonight and to this Zoom, because I'm flat out excited, you guys. It's a blessing for me, and I hope it's a blessing for you as well. So with that being said, Mr. Brown, I'm going to pass this call over to you. I'm excited, guys. Excuse my voice. I just got over the flu, but I hope that you all heard everything I just said. And I'm just ecstatic to be a part of this company. And I'll pass it to you, Mr. Brown.
Awesome. Awesome. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine, sir.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, first off, thank you for that phenomenal introduction. I thought you were introduced. I see my sponsor on here. I thought you were introducing him for a minute, but thank you so much for that. And I want to give a special welcome to everybody that's hearing this information for the first time. I do promise you, I will promise you this, I won't be long, but the information will definitely be strong. Now, I have a few short video clips to share with you to allow you to get a clear reception on what it is you're hearing about tonight. Because a lot of times we could be in a position, and I'm going to do some technical stuff here. I'm going to mute everybody out because as people join in, I want to make sure we keep the integrity of the call. And Miss Patton, you should be co-host now as well. So with that being said, sometimes we can, be doing stuff, making dinner, obviously it's about that time, and we can be distracted. I want you to make sure that you give this information your undivided attention for the next few moments, because you're going to want to thank whoever invited you, okay, after we're done. Now, first thing I want to do is let you know that I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. And of course, past performance is never indicative of future results as well. But with that being said, I'm going to just basically have a conversation with you all tonight. So as I said, I do have a few very, very short video clips to share. I'm going to try something new here. I'm going to try to be fancy. I used to call myself low tech, high check, but I think I'm starting to get high tech. So you should be able to. I just realized something. Let me make my big head just a little smaller. So bear with me here. As I said, we're not going to be long, but we are going to be strong tonight. Let me at least make this image just a little smaller because my fat head will be blocking the whole screen if not. Okay, and Mr. Jarman, if I stop sharing, prayerfully you should see my background. Please send me a text and let me know if you would, all right? Okay. So, yes. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm blessed and honored to have this opportunity with you. I have to let you all know that Miss Patton, your fearless leader, said some phenomenal things about me, but I have to let everybody know, I'm no different than everybody else within the sound of my voice tonight. Listen, I did everything that Mama Brown told me to do, and I'm sure you all did the same thing with your mom as well. Well, Mama Brown told me to go to school, take your butt to school so you can get a good education, so you can get a good job, so you can get up out of here, right? Well, I did everything she told me to do, but I have to be honest. After about 4 years in corporate America, after completing all those steps, I was totally disillusioned. Number one, and you may be able to relate to these two reasons why. Number one, I found myself being in a position where I just didn't have the quality time that I wanted to spend with my family. At that point, I started building a family. I think I had just 3 kids at the time. I got a bunch now. But it seemed like I was getting up at dark 30 in the morning, getting home at dark 30 at night, getting home, dragging my daughter through a tub of water, throwing some clothes on her, throwing her in a high chair, slingshot, and some food in her mouth, and then trying to slow down and have the nerve to try to read a bedtime story to her. And I only been home for about 30 minutes. And she's like, number one, who are you? Number two, why are you dragging me through the house like this, right? And it actually felt like I was walking her to the school bus for her first day of, the little elementary school. And in a finger snap, I'm dropping off to college. And so with that being said, it's the the fact that I didn't feel like I had the quality time that I need to spend with my family. Now, the other thing you guys may be able to relate to is I was also totally disillusioned with the income I was making. It felt like I was robbing Peter and Paul, right? And Mary. And my candle was burning at both ends of the stick. And I always had more month left at the end of my money because I found that I was just, I had a problem being paid, no, not knocking anything, but you'll see why in just a moment after I break this down. Me personally, I had an issue with them giving me the same exact thing every week. I'm like, wait a minute, are you kidding me? So luckily I was introduced to this industry that I'm about to share with you all several years ago. And I have to tell you this, it not only gave me my financial freedom, but it gave me something that I found is just as important. And that's the time freedom to have to spend those finances on those who matter most. And that's our family, right? So I'm here to introduce to you all an opportunity called Mediterra, Miracle Cash and More, and Bellator, which is the avenue to get to the venues that I'm going to share with you tonight, which is our marketing arm. So I'm going to start off with a question. And if you don't know that everything we're doing in this society is going towards being digitized and cryptocurrency, you need to know tonight. You can't unhear what you're about to hear. Okay? We've got all the video evidence you need. We have, regardless of how you feel about our current president, the fact of the matter is you need to make sure you're keeping an ear on everything that's going on, because he's letting us know that not only is everything about to be digitized, but we're about to start using something called cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is going to replace cash, okay? Period. It's not even a question nowadays. So the question to you right now is, are you earning cryptocurrency daily? Are you in position where you're making sure that you're not going to be forced to do something, but you're hearing about it ahead of time, get in position now, and reap the benefits from it? So what you're about to hear about is an opportunity to position yourself to get paid. I'm going to make it plain right now before I even play this first quick clip. You're hearing about an opportunity to put yourself in position to own basically a digital vending machine, okay? It's digital. You don't have to service it. There's no monthly fees for it. You purchase it one time. Listen to me closely, and it pays you for life. Why do you think Miss Patton is so excited? Why do you think the person that invited you to this particular information session tonight is so excited? You purchased this digital vending machine one time, and it pays you for life. Now, I'm not a scholar in this area, but I know a phenomenal book out there that says a good man or woman leaves an inheritance to their children's children, right? But we ain't been able to do that because we're trading hours for dollars every day. And I know if you're anything like me, I was telling my boys, look, when you turn 10, you're going to go get a paper out or something because you need to contribute to this household. Well, we were only able to take care of what's right at our immediate view, which is ours, our kids. Well, now when you acquire something that's going to continue to pay outside of your lifespan, you've actually put yourself in position to manifest something that we've been hearing about for 100 years. Because I don't know about you, but my grandmother doesn't know what a job is. But by the time my mother got married to my father, or everybody in the house got to work to even keep the roof over our head. So what you're about to hear is a quick clip of a gentleman. He's not affiliated with Bellator or Mediterra or Miracle Pay, but he's talking about the actual product that you're about to hear about. As you can see, he said, I don't trade crypto and I don't buy crypto. What he did is position himself to get a digital vending machine, and you're going to see what happened because now you can do the exact same thing. Turn your speakers up and pay close attention.
did make millions of dollars in crypto, but I don't trade crypto and I don't buy crypto. I make it. So I started making Bitcoin at $220. That in itself is crazy. And we started mining Bitcoin. We were making a lot of money. We were like, man, if Bitcoin ever gets to $10,000, we're going to be rich. This guy that was mentoring me, he was worth $100 million. I became one of his top guys. And at that time, I didn't know anybody worth that kind of money. It just sounds preposterous to the average person. For the next 7 years, I learned software instead of hardware mining. So when you mine Bitcoin, you have a physical piece of machine. You plug it into the network. It confirms transactions. You make Bitcoin. On the platform that we launched, which was a company called Gala Games, we worked with Snoop, the death row chain that Snoop gave me, kind of crazy. And instead of hardware, we had software. So these software nodes will confirm transactions on the blockchain. Every time you buy something on that blockchain, sell something, move some money back and forth, there's a fee. That fee goes up in the cloud and is split evenly between the node owners. So that very first blockchain that we launched, I only put 15,000. And for 2.5 years, those nodes just confirmed transactions. I had about 17 million tokens in my wallet. I watched it go from less than a penny to 5 cents, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 84 cents in a matter of like 5 months. So I went from $11,000 in software nodes to having over 11.4 million liquid currency.
Wow, absolutely phenomenal. So understand, he acquired a technology because no longer are the days that you have to go get mining machines or run up the electricity bill in your house trying to mine Bitcoin. You simply purchase a node. And what I want you to understand, what he just described will literally, this company will put you in position to do that. But what you need to clearly understand is we have a system where businesses around the world are now able to receive cryptocurrency as a form of payment. So a lot of people are acquiring crypto. They don't even know what to do with it. Half of them don't even know how to spend it. But what about being able to take your phone or your card where you tap, swipe, or insert it to go get your dry cleaning, to go get your groceries, right? To go, pay for a car or whatever you do on a daily basis, pay for your Starbucks coffee. And the business can accept crypto, but we collectively get paid, listen to me closely, for owning a node for people doing what they're going to do anyway. Nobody has to be trained to use their credit or debit card, do they? Nobody has to be trained to go get their groceries. They're going to do that anyway. But now our product, our company is going to allow all these businesses to be able to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. The nodes that you own validate those transactions and pay all of us on a daily basis. It's going to hit some of y'all in about 5 minutes. Don't worry about it, right? But now I want you guys to understand this. What if, I got a quick question for you. What if you could participate in the largest industry on the planet, bar none? I literally want you to think about this. What if you could generate a passive income stream that would outlive your grandchildren? And what if you could purchase a product one time and get paid for life? What would you do? Would you take action on it or would you procrastinate? Because a lot of us missed Bitcoin. Yeah, you've been hearing about it, but by the time we believe, they were already millionaires, thousands of millionaires made. I know, I did it too, right? Because I was in the gold business, down in cryptocurrency. I was like, oh, that digital stuff is not going to be around, right? What if you could have been at the beginning of not Microsoft, I'm showing my age now, but well, Facebook, Lyft or Uber or some of these other tokens that launch. What if you could be at the very beginning of those? But here's the key. What if there was a limited amount of time for you to take action? See, when you're creating history, you don't recognize it. You realize it later. So I want you guys to understand tonight, you need to think about what would you do if you saw something like that? Would you take action? Would you take heed? So tonight I have the distinct pleasure to share with y'all, which I feel is one of the best in reference to the timing that we're in our life and on this planet and what's going on socio-economically and politically and financially. This is the best opportunity, bar none. I'm going to tell you that, period. I'm going to say that up front. So I'm going to talk to you about Bellator and Miracle Cash and more tonight in detail. So what I want you to do is I want you to make sure you're in an area where you can't be distracted, because I'm going to play a quick clip that's going to give you the key insights to this opportunity. And I want you to pay close attention, all right? Remember I told you I got just a few short clips that are going to literally encapsulate and give clarity to what we do.
Dear Bellator family, we wanted to share some key insights to help you better understand the true value of the opportunity you are part of, the foundation of Miracle Cash and more. Miracle Cash and more began its journey in 2017 with a clear vision to become a global fintech powerhouse, not just a traditional bank. Our starting point was the development of a core banking system, also known as a switch in the financial industry. This system consists of millions of lines of code. It took 3 years and over $5 million to develop. We built a mid-level core banking system from the ground up. Why is this significant? Because we own the technology. We are not leasing or dependent on third parties, which saves costs and provides flexibility. When you invest your time in a company, that company should deserve your time and effort by providing real sustainable value. What has the company invested to create an opportunity for you? Who is the actual customer? If it's just you, then it's not a real business. It's a cycle destined to fail. Most crypto MLMs have failed because they start with a compensation plan and then pick a product that fits. Their focus isn't on solving real-world problems, but on making quick money. That's not sustainable. Miracle Cash and More is not an MLM. It's a fintech company offering real services to merchants. Bellator is the marketing arm designed to help expand Miracle's reach. This gives us the best of both worlds. A company with real products and services. A network marketing structure to help spread the word and reward those who grow the network.
Absolutely phenomenal. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got the fact that this company is totally self-sustainable. We own the network. We own something called the switch, and I'm going to break that down in just a moment. And I don't know about where you guys are, but it's getting extremely hot in here with this TV, with these webinar lights on. But you may see me start to sweat a little bit, but trust me, I'm not sweating, if that makes sense. So Miracle Cash and More is an 8-year-old company, rock solid, already passed the test of time, right? 100 plus employees, over 90 million invested. You got to understand, this isn't just some overnight sensation. Over 90 million already invested. Licensed and insured, highly regulated. We have physical locations, which I'll show you a picture of our first one in Amsterdam, where you can actually go in and take cash and actually acquire cryptocurrency or vice versa. You can take cryptocurrency in the store and cash out as well. And we have a huge customer base. As a matter of fact, here it is right here. Here's the phone number and the address, okay? Now, the reason why I like sharing that is because a lot of people have been involved in a lot of different things. There's been a lot of mess out here. Like when I talk to my business partner, we always say we're so excited to be a part of Bellator because we have a home now for the wounded warriors, for the people that have been involved in rug pulls, these platforms with these crazy daily percentages, or these companies with these huge, ridiculous promises, and they never can deliver. Well, understand that Miracle Cash and More has delivered. And here's the fact. What I'm doing is you can't talk about Bellator, which is the marketing arm, until you get an understanding of what Miracle Cash and More is about and what they've accomplished, okay? So understand again, we have a home now for what we call the wounded warriors. We said we're bringing fun back to this industry. We're bringing an opportunity for people to make some consistent income that's going to truly outlive them. And I'm going to explain that in just a moment. So make sure you stay tuned to the end because like I said, again, we're not going to be too long, but I want you to get enough information in this conversation to be able to make informed decision to assume an equity position, not next week, not next month. We know the holidays are coming, right? And for some of us, or a lot of us, this is the last holiday that they know they'll ever be where they are financially again. And this is why we're grinding right through the holidays. Because I know just like every other household, yours could use some extra income as well. And more importantly, to use or be able to acquire income that's going to continue for the rest of your life. So again, this is Somebody needs to mute out if you would. I thought I muted everybody out. Let me make sure I did that. Okay. There we go. So with that being said, this image here, ladies and gentlemen, this is the difference. Somebody said, well, what's the big difference with Miracle Cash and more? Ladies and gentlemen, listen closely. Listen very closely. This is called a core switch. All right, if you can zoom in on it, you want to zoom in. This is the brain that fuels every part of our ecosystem. And the only other entity in the world that has a core switch is the central banking system. Did y'all didn't hear what I said? The only other entity on the planet that has a core switch is the central banking system. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we're positioning ourselves to also be able to bank the unbanked. So understand, for the most part, we have a software solutions company in the fintech space that actually solves real world solutions. A software solutions company in the fintech space, financial technology, that actually has a real world application to it. Meaning, today, nobody had to convince you to swipe, tap, or insert your credit card, right? When you got your lunch today, or put some gas in your car, or got some coffee at Starbucks, or whatever it is you did. Most of us do that on a daily basis. Think about how smart it is to position yourself to get paid every single time people do what they're going to do anyway. That's going to hit some of y'all about 2 in the morning. Don't worry about it. Understand, we already have a global presence. You can see all the countries here, but just know we're all around the world, unless it's like some war zone somewhere where nobody else deals with them. We are a global presence. Here's some of the fronts of some of the other stores we have globally. Physical locations already, right? And I think some of these may be some inside pictures of our corporate office in North Cyprus. Let me drop this on you. Our main company, Mediterra, right, which is the umbrella which everything is under, is located right in the heart of New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll actually be probably visiting them next month for sure, because we have an event that's going to be happening that you can find out from the person that invited you. I have another short clip that's now going to show you the competitive edge, because actually we have no competition, but it's going to go in a little more detail on what our switch does. So again, make sure you don't have any distractions. Turn your speakers up. Be right back.
We build our own switch. No third-party licensing required. Handles crypto transactions directly with customizable merchant admin panels. Offers higher APRs than traditional banks, making us the crypto bank for merchants. Secure and efficient transaction management. Continuous updates to benefit both customers and merchants. These companies represent over 100 million active accounts, and our technology is installed in all of these machines. This is a huge victory and a clear sign that we are leading the way in the industry. This is why it takes time to be the best. Building something of this magnitude isn't easy. It requires patience, dedication, and relentless hard work. But the results speak for themselves.
All right, something flashed before your eyes. Remember I told y'all to pay attention? What's the 4 companies we have contracts with? Y'all didn't know you was going to get tested, right? I'm just messing with you. Let me break that down for you in just a moment. Well, as a matter of fact, that moment is now. We have, and it flashed on the screen in that video, we have the largest companies in the industry already under contract. Well, Mr. Brown, what do you mean? We have over 100 million merchant devices or POS systems that we're already embedded in. See, we don't sell POS systems. And our company's not going door to door trying to get businesses, nor are we asking you. Let me make this clear. You don't have to go talk to one business, because people start saying, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I could go talk to businesses about accepting cryptocurrency. Don't waste your time with the person that invites you here to turn you into a salesperson. They brought you here to let you hear some common sense information where you can position yourself again to what? Buy something one time and get paid for life. So we already have the largest merchant companies in the world under contract. It's already done. Ingenico, Pax, NCR, and Verifone. I challenge you, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, whatever, next time you get ready to tap, swipe, or insert your card, look at the POS system. That's the actual terminal. POS stands for point of sale. And I promise you, and you're going to chuckle to yourself, it's going to say one of these four companies. Chances are it's probably going to say Ingenico or Pax, or I mean, either one of them, right? I see Ingenico everywhere all the time. That's why I was about to say that. So understand, we already have those contracts. We already have the fifth largest airport in the world contracted. We already have the cat got out the bag, y'all, so I can say it. Don't y'all say nothing yet, but we already got Shopify. Are y'all understanding? Is it starting to click in that as people do, first of all, as a society, what did I say? And you should know that we're already going what? To cryptocurrency as a form of payment. That means now our company is already in position through just these four contracts to allow every business in your town, in the country, and in the world to be able to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. And as you and I become node holders and people do what they're going to do anyway, which is swipe, tap, and insert their credit card, we get paid. Meeting over, guys. Thank you so much. Get back. I'm just kidding. But it should be over. That's common sense. But I got to prove a little more to you. I know. This is Ingenico's website. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. You see the site right there. Take a screenshot of it. Do what you got to do. You're going to see, number one, they're the first and global market leader in POS systems. You're going to see, number two, they're in over 120 plus countries. And you'll see, most importantly, they've got over 40 million terminals deployed already worldwide. And guess what? Pay attention to the screen. We are already embedded into those systems. I don't think that's going to hit you at 4 in the morning, right? I think some of y'all are starting to get the picture now. So we have a very unique opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, with a company that's rock solid, that is 8 years old, that invested over 90, it's probably well over 100 million at this point, into this technology to create something that only the central banks have, which means you're basically positioning yourself to become your own bank. And now you mean to tell me we could get what? A node and just sit back and get paid as people do what they're going to do anyway? Yes, yes, and yes. But here's some more proof. This is the CEO of Bellator. I'm going to introduce you to the CEO of Miracle Cash and more, right? And then it's all under the Meta umbrella, which is about to go public any day. So you may want to get plugged in soon. Take a look at this. Again, this is the CEO of Bellator showing the actual technology with us being embedded in it.
Hey everyone, take a look at this. We just got a few of these machines shipped to us. It's the new Ingenico machine. And then when we turn it on, look at that. Look at that. How amazing is that? We're literally preloaded, not in the App Store, but actually on the device itself. You hit that, there you go. Isn't that incredible? Wow.
Guys, no-brainer of the century. Pardon me. Literally the no-brainer of the century. So here's the deal. At this point, everybody's going to tune into their most favorite radio station, which is WIFM. Derek, sounds good, but what's in it for me? Well, this quick clip, and I hope y'all are paying close attention. That's why I said it's just a quick conversation. Let me show you why it should matter to you.
Many people don't have the experience to evaluate real opportunities. That's why we're committed to educating you while also sharing the potential of our company. We're not just another crypto project. We are a real company with real customers delivering real services. This document is for you to help you recognize the difference between a fleeting opportunity and something that is truly deserving of your time and effort. We're proud to say we're just getting started. With our infrastructure in place, we're ready to scale globally. In the world of transactional finance, a switch, also known as a core banking system, is the central infrastructure that manages and routes financial transactions between different entities such as banks, payment processors, merchants, and card networks. When a customer swipes their card, taps their phone, or makes an online payment, the transaction request is generated and sent to the switch. The switch acts as the middleman. It receives the transaction data and routes it to the correct financial institution, e.g., the customer's bank, for authorization. Once the issuing bank processes the request, either approving or declining the transaction, the switch relays the response back to the point of sale, POS, terminal, or online platform almost instantly. After authorization, the switch helps settle the transaction, ensuring the funds are correctly transferred from the customer's bank to the merchant's account. The switch ensures transactions are secure, encrypted, and compliant with financial regulations like PCI DSS for card payments and KYC AML protocols for anti-fraud measures.
All right. Now, I want to show you a little proof in the pudding before we go any further. I want to introduce you. And like I said, what I'm showing you, make note of what you see on the screen. This is the CEO's website. He has his own website, okay? People say, I want to make sure it's a real CEO. Well, here you go. And we've got people on the call that have actually met him personally, been out to Cyprus, to the corporate office already, and I'm excited to be able to do the same. But look, make sure you copy that website down. Hakan Toran is his name. This is his website. So you can see exactly what he's about, and you'll also learn a lot more about of what our company is about as well, okay? And in addition to that, remember I told you we have a company called Metaterra, which is the umbrella that both Miracle Cash and More, Bellator, and all the other projects are all under, okay? And Metaterra is about to go public. Well, I want to show you something, and you're about to hear from the chairman of our board. But before I do that, I want you to understand you want to make sure you write this website down as well. Like I told you, I don't do convincing. I just show you the facts, and we go on from there, okay? So what I want you to understand on the Metaterra website, which is our holding company, you'll see everything we're about, but I want you to actually go to leadership, okay? Under the leadership tab, here we have Mr. Hakan Toran, who's the CEO of Metaterra and Miracle Cash and More, right? As a matter of fact, the entire ecosystem. But then remember, we have Bellator, which is what you're also hearing about tonight. Keep in mind, Bellator is the marketing arm, which is the only way you can get to Miracle Cash and More, Metaterra, and the whole nine. I hope you got that. So here you'll learn about Mr. Hakan Toran, right? You'll see about our leadership board, but then our actual board, the chairman of our board is a gentleman named Douglas Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go right to the website and see this. I'm not going to bore you with it, but he's the CEO of a company called, I think it's in here, Wall Street Underwriter. It's called Wall Street Capital, okay? So he was a Wall Street, he formerly trained on Wall Street as an underwriter and rose to management positions with a $25 million underwriting authority. Do you know what that means? He had the power to loan out $25 million. Are you kidding me? He's been an authority at Fortune 500 services companies. 1998, he launched his own investment firm. You can read this on your own. I'm not going to stand in and I'll sit here and read all this to you. As I said, I want to make sure I respect your time, but I want you to take the time to look at these board members. Stephen Moore, globally recognized economist. Ladies and gentlemen, this is who is the financial advisor to President Trump. As a matter of fact, President Trump offered him to be over the Federal Reserve, and he turned it down for family and personal reasons. Are you kidding me? Board member on our company. John Byer is the reason why you even have one of these now. Read his bio. Mr. Fernando Vitasola, he's a politician or high-ranking government member in Mexico. And then we have Mr. Stephen Norris, who is off the chain as well. This is part of just our leadership and board. I want you to understand how powerful and how robust this platform is, okay? So let's get ready to wrap this up. Let me get ready to break this thing down for you guys, because I want you to understand that what you have is a network marketing company, which is Bellator. Remember, I just explained that to you. That's the way we get to this, because listen to me close. We have a lot of people. You may be one of them, and that's absolutely fine. We love our quote unquote investors, because we have several people that say, hey, Mr. Brown, I'm going to get 20 of those nodes tonight. And then that's all they want to do. And that's absolutely fine. Well, it's funny what ends up happening with most of those individuals when they really get a look under the hood of what Mediterranean, Bellator, and Miracle Cash and more is doing. They end up sharing with other people, other investors they know, who share with other investors they know, and they're doing network marketing anyway, but that's fine. You know, you're just an investor. We know, right? So we have a ridiculous compensation plan. We won't even get into that tonight. For those of you that decide to plug in, we'll do detailed training on that. And you have access to all that tonight as well when you get assume an equity position, because it's actually free to get started with Bellator. All right. Now, however, you do want to grab your node ASAP, I'm going to go over the cost of the whole nine, because we have something very special up until this Saturday, right? Ground floor opportunity. Listen close, listen close, listen close. You see, it says it launched December of 2024. Bellator is getting ready to be a year old next month. Miracle Cash and More is 8 years. But they're meshed together. Remember, I told you we got the best of both worlds. We have a new marketing arm with a company that's rock solid, because most companies don't last 1.5 years in this industry. We're already 8 years old, but still a big baby in diapers because we're 1 year old, right? There's no attrition. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what made me finally say yes to this opportunity. My sponsor was on me for 3 years. And I said, I don't have time to deal with anything new. I don't want to deal with anything new. I'm rolling, doing my thing. Met 3 years later, everything he said that was coming had come, plus Bellator had just launched. Said the timing is perfect, let's roll. Especially when I understood that this would be my last bill. So for those of you with experience, like wounded warriors, lost money, lost teams, all the crap that's out there in the industry, we have none of that here. There's no auto ship. There's no website fee. Ladies and gentlemen, you could build it one time, and this will be your last bill, because your entire team can leave. And guess what? You're going to continue to get paid, because we don't get paid from people. We get paid from the nodes. So you could build a team of 2 people or 2,000 people, and they can all leave. And your check isn't going to reverse one dime. As a matter of fact, it's going to increase, because as mass adoption takes place, we're making more and more money every month. So I want you to understand that there's absolutely no attrition here. It's a one-time purchase, right? And the product pays you for life. So understand, our product is a software CPU node that I talked about. That almost scared me when that thing went. I got my speakers loud in here. But we have a CPU node that you can acquire, pay for one time. Remember what it does is it validates. Here's the thing: don't try to don't try to get 100% of the technology in one sitting. Don't do that. Don't fool yourself. You walk on that plane and you don't ask that pilot how long you've been flying or how does this thing stay in the air. Don't get deep over here, right? It's so funny. People, drink Coca-Cola and soda all day. As soon as you try to share some weight loss stuff with them, they want to know, is it FDA approved? You know what I'm saying? I just showed y'all that we're licensed and regulated. I'm not even on that. My point is don't break your brain trying to figure out how the technology works. They spent over $90 million to get that done. That ain't your problem. Your thing is to get over here and get paid, okay? So the node that I've been talking about, you acquire, pay for it one time, and what it does is it validates transactions on the network. So people don't understand, when you go swipe your card in Publix or Kroger or A&P, wherever you buy your groceries from, when you swiped your card in a nanosecond, there's some transactions that took place. They had to electronically go to a switch, then route it to your bank, had to confirm that you had that $16.95 in your account, let it be known that you do, say yes, approve it, pay fees, because there's several people that are getting paid in the middle, right? And then come back and it says approve as soon as you hit that button. That's the power in having a core switch, which we own our own. And so that switch and the node validates those transactions, and we're getting paid from the fees. I'm about to break it down. We get paid in Phoenic tokens. You get paid daily. Matter of fact, you can get paid hourly or by the minute. It's up to you. And the cost for a node is only $1,200 one time. Here's the insane thing, guys. There's a BOGO, a buy one, get one going on right now. Now, they're saying it ends Saturday. I don't know. If I was you, I'd make sure I get one. But, I don't like to play with it, but it could be extended. But right now, they're saying it's the last extension that they gave last week. And you buy one node, but you're getting two for free. Are you kidding me? So when I go over these numbers, now I'm about to tune into your favorite radio station, right? WIFM. What's in it for me? That's what everybody wants to know. I'm about to break that down right now, but I'm going to share with you, everything is double now because you're paying for one node, but you're getting two. So here's the deal. There's an 80-20 split, right? From the purchase of a CPU node, 80-20 split. So let's say, for instance, if there's 100 million merchants globally under contract, I just proved that to you just by showing you one of the companies. That was 40 million. If I show you PAX, for sake of time, you can pull up those websites, and we're already on them. We're already in the systems, okay? But you can pull up those companies and see how many POS systems they have globally. So 100 million is nothing. But let's assume in this breakdown, where I'm going to break the numbers down to the ridiculous. I'm going to break it down to the ridiculous. 100 million merchants globally. 2% of the merchants offer cryptocurrency as a form of payment. So out of that 100 million, only 2% are offering, in this example, cryptocurrency as a form of payment. That's 2 million merchants. Y'all with me? Simple math. So 2 average crypto transactions a day at $100 a sale. 2 crypto transactions. Do you know how insane that is? More like 2 million a day, but we're going to say 2 at $100 average sale a day. Okay, that's 400 million in merchant sales. Basic math. Now, understand 2% is Miracle Pay's fee for the transactions. So 2% of 400 million is how much? $8 million a day in this example that Miracle Pay is making, right? Now, out of that 8 million a day that Miracle Pay is making, 30% is paid out to the node owners, being you and I, which is 2.4 million a day, and 20% is going to the organization or the group, the downline. You with me? 80% is going to the node holders. 30% is being paid out to the node owners. And then 80% of that 30%, that's how I should say that. 80% of that 2.4 million is going actually to the node owners and 20% going to the downline. I almost confused myself. I'm sorry. Now, understand there's a limited amount of nodes available, 210,000. I don't have a number on how many are left, but there are still a few left still right now, right? So that's $11 and change, 42 cents a day. Guys, that's $4,000 and change a year, every year, and it's going to continue to increase as mass adoption takes place for something you bought one time. But in this example for you, are y'all listening? That's 8,300 and something because you're getting 2 for the price of 1. Wow. Let me give you another example, right? That's just on a $1,200 investment. Now let's say we got 100 million merchants globally under contract. We've already established that. We know we got way more than that. But in this example, let's say we get 10% of the merchants to offer cryptocurrency out of that 100 million, which, listen to me closer, guys, that number is ridiculously low. That's why I said we're breaking this down to the ridiculous, because I want you to get an understanding of the type of income you can make just from acquiring a node. 10% out of the 100 million, that's what? 10 million merchants, just 2 crypto transactions a day at $100, right? That's 2 million in merchant sales. 2% of that 2 million is Miracle Pay's fee, which is 40 million. And I said the first number wrong. Y'all know what that is. Y'all see what that is. So 40 million is the revenue a day. What is that? Is that 2 billion? Oh my goodness, my brain couldn't even comprehend that number. And I said it wrong the first time too. So y'all with me now, okay? And do the math, that's correct. That's correct. So 40 million is the revenue per day. Y'all with me? 40 million is the company's revenue a day with their 2% fee, okay? 40 million a day, 30% is paid out to the known owners. Out of that 30%, that's 12 million a day. Real simple stuff. Now, 80% of that number is coming to us as node holders. 20% is going to the downline. Remember, there's a limited amount of nodes. That's $45.71 a day every day. That's $16,000 a year. Guys, you could play with the numbers however you want, right? And in your case, remember, you double that 16,000 and change because you're getting 2 nodes for 1. Are y'all with me? And remember, that would just be the first year because it's going to increase because mass adoption is taking place. Absolutely mind blowing. Well, like I said, I didn't want to overcook your grits, but I want y'all to understand something. We do have a comp plan. I'm not going to touch on it tonight, but we have rank promotions that you can go through. You become a difference maker just by introducing 2 people who get a node, right? And then if you have 3 difference makers, you become a winner. You get a $500 bonus right away. If you introduce 3 winners or help those people become winners, you have 3 of them, you become a leader, you get a $2,500 bonus. Then you help those 3 leaders become champion and you get a $10,000 bonus. And then you help those 3 champions become legend, which is the top of the comp plan. Ladies and gentlemen, you get a $50,000 bonus. Now, here's the reason why we're here to assist you into getting the champion cat quick, because champions and legends in this company are put into a $50 million bonus pool. We give you those details offline. Are you kidding me? Your whole focus is to get the champion cat quick, right? Which we know the people on this team are going to get that done super fast. Now, 3 things you need to do to get started. Very simple. First thing you need to do is get back at the person that invited you and simply get their link and get plugged in. Then you need to immediately go in your back office and acquire a node for $1,200. And then you need to share this opportunity. Here's the kicker. Let's say if you're brand new, but you shared this with me or you share with anybody else, there's a $225 commission for everybody that you introduce and they acquire a node. All right, keep that in mind. $220 right off the bat. And there's 6 other ways that we earn income. As I said, for sake of time, we won't go into all those details. So in conclusion, Miracle Pay, right? Remember, everything is under Metaterra. I showed you that website. We have Miracle Pay and Bellator under the Metaterra umbrella. Miracle Pay is an 18-year-old behemoth, 100 plus employees, over 100 million really invested, licensed and insured, highly regulated with physical locations. Then we have Bellator, which is the marketing arm, which you're hearing about tonight, which is the MLM side, has a phenomenal comp plan, seriously ground floor opportunity. And there's absolutely no attrition. Let me tell you something. If you have experience, that in itself should perk your ears up. You mean to tell me I can build this thing and it's the last time I have to do this? Yes, yes, and yes. And remember, one purchase, there's no monthly fees, there's no website fees or anything like that. So we're going to close out with this. I want you to hear from Mr. Douglas Anderson, right? He's the CEO of Wall Street Capital Partners on Wall Street, and he's the board of directors of Metaterra, our actual company, all right? Last video, turn your speakers up, and we're going to wrap up after this for sure.
And a warm welcome today to the Wall Street Capital segment of New to the Street. I'm Janet Alvarez, your host here from the iconic New York Stock Exchange. We're joined today by very special guest, Doug Anderson, CEO of Wall Street Capital Management. Doug, how are you today?
Great to be here. Thank you.
Doug, there's so much history here at the New York Stock Exchange, and I feel like people like yourself are rooted in the traditional exchanges, in the traditional world of finance. How did you decide to make the leap to crypto?
So it wasn't hard. I mean, we are looking at the numbers, and as recent as like 7 years ago, I think we're looking at 3 billion transactions in that space. Today, we're looking upwards of 70 billion. Wow. So the growth is phenomenal. And it's something that can't be ignored. And people on this floor here are not ignoring it. They're looking at it very closely. And so we're following it, and we're looking for special companies that are cutting edge, that have something that we think is going to be catch fire, let's say, and grow exponentially. And when something grows exponentially, of course, investors can profit from that multiple.
Absolutely. So for our audience that isn't yet familiar with Miracle, tell us about Miracle. What is it? Where is it founded?
So the holding company for Miracle is Metaterra, and Miracle is a one of their software assets. Metaterra is a company that we're working with, and we're interested in listing that on the stock exchange. It'll be a holding company for various software assets that they've developed. The first one being Miracle Pay. So you've noticed when you go to a store or a restaurant or what have you, these PAX or Ingenico machines, they're handheld by the server or at the point of purchase, and you wave your card over it or your Apple Pay, and the system reads it and the transaction happens instantly. What's different in this case is it enables a crypto wallet to do the same thing, and it's been approved by those companies, Ingenico and PAX, and those two companies represent the largest number of machines out there. So that's maybe 40 million machines across Europe, for example. And so that is a big deal to us. And when we saw that, we realized, hey, we better jump on this thing right away and do what we can to catch the train and not be standing at the station.
Do what you can to catch the train and not be standing at the station. You heard it from a multi-billionaire, ladies and gentlemen. So in any event, at this point, I want you guys to hear a quick message from the CEO of Bellator, okay, Mr. Michael Third.
The transaction industry itself is massive, with a market size ranging between 50 trillion to 60 trillion per year. At Miracle, we have our sights set squarely on this vast industry. When you consider the potential value of our company and the nodes we are building, it's clear that our success could reshape the entire landscape. The road to this moment has been long and challenging, and while we can't predict the exact timing or outcome, one thing is certain. We are on the verge of something monumental. We're pioneering a path that very few are brave enough to walk. And what we're building is set to trigger an explosion that no one can truly imagine. With strategic partnerships already in place with some of the largest merchant device companies in the world, and being among just a select few in this space that moves 60 trillion annually, the potential here is astronomical. It doesn't take a genius to understand that this is a wealth shift in the making. It's not a guarantee, but the calculated risk of owning even just one node tied to our company, which has spent over 8 years and 90 million building the foundation to compete for a slice of this market, is a real chance to create a legacy. The opportunities here, and the question is, will you be part of it? And who else will be part of this amazing future together?
Awesome. That's our actual CEO of Bellator. So at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand, now you see why I flat out say this, we don't have any competition. Literally, we just don't. Okay, so I want you guys to also understand, just like this was done for the family here tonight, we will do and can do the exact same thing for you. We're here to help you build your business, to launch your business, right? This is a private webinar that was done, and we do these all throughout the day and evening. Trust me, because we understand what we have our hands on. But with that being said, at this point, we only have 3 types of people within the sound of my voice. And then I want to introduce you to somebody. We have a little special treat tonight. And I want you to hang out for a minute. But number 3 person says, listen, it sounds good, but it's not for me. If you're a number 3 person, listen, I want to personally thank you for taking time out of your schedule on a beautiful Thursday to listen to this information. But more importantly, you need to make sure you thank whoever invited you, because they thought enough of you to show you an opportunity that could change the financial trajectory of your family's finances for generations to come. So at the very least, tell them thank you, right? Number 2 person has a few questions. If we have time, I'll stick around and answer questions. But more importantly, if you're a number 2 person, what I tell people to do is don't sit here and bang your head against the wall. Get in where you fit in. You'll be invited into a private chat where you'll have access to myself and other leaders, and you can get all your questions answered all night long, all right? Remember, it doesn't cost a dime to get signed up in Bellator. So you need to get in where you fit in, look and review everything on your own. I tell people, we need to kind of be financially mature. We need to become, if you're not, you're going to become a savvy investor, because we're going to make sure we're not just going to hold your hand. We're going to lead and guide you in the proper direction that you need to go to get financially free. Who this presentation was for is the number 1 person who said, Mr. Brown, you could have shut up when you showed me that I could purchase a digital vending machine being a node one time and get paid for life. I was just waiting for you to wrap up so I could get the link to get started. Well, to that number 1 person, I want to be the first to congratulate you in joining the Bellator family. And I look forward to helping you take this across the world. All right. So with that, like I said, we got a special treat, guys. I saw my sponsor, the gentleman that actually rode me for 3 years. And I finally said yes to this opportunity. If you got to go, we understand. You can get with the person that invited you. But if you got a moment, I would love to bring to the front of the stage so he can let us know what it was about Bellator that made him say yeah several years ago. And he is the reason why a lot of us are about to change our lives, right? So, Mr. Amin, if you can unmute or raise your hand, at least I think I still see you on there. Hold on 1 second. There we go, right there. You should be able to unmute now, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, Mr. Brown?
I can hear you loud and clear. We need
Absolutely.
to see. We need to get that energy.
Hey, listen, I want to just thank you, man. That's a phenomenal presentation. And Lisa, you went right to work. So I'm literally just pulling back in Atlanta right now from Philadelphia from doing a presentation down there in Philadelphia. I've literally just walked in the door, bro. So I was listening while I was driving. But not to reiterate what you already talked about. Ladies and gentlemen, hands down, like, this is a network's marketer's and investor's dream, because the only thing can stop this, just to be honest with you, is the creator. Everything that man has the capability of doing has been done. We got contracts with the 4 top POS providers in the world, Shopify, and the Wall Street giants are clawing at us. The reason we're not excited about Douglas Anderson or Mr. Moore or Mr. Norris, because they're not celebrities in our eyes. But in the real banking world and the movers and shakers of the world, they are the movers and shakers of the world. Because I tell people when I do the webinar, if Beyonce, Oprah, Taylor Swift, or one of the people, these celebrities or athletes that you love, if they was on our team and on our board members, you'll be on the phone to my girl. Guess who on board is Beyonce? No, Beyonce is a worker. Beyonce is a worker. Taylor Swift is a worker. We're talking about people who got presidents, kings, sultans on their speed dial. This man literally, Fernando, he's a senator in Mexico. It's 80 million people in Mexico that's unbanked. They don't have a bank account, they don't have a wallet, nothing. But because our company has the technology to allow them to do banking through our app, we get ready to bank 80 million people. That's just one position that we got. Then we talk about the tokenization of an airport in Romania that you and I has a chance to be part owners of. So this ain't about no network marketing, y'all. This is about building a legacy. And finally, we got a vehicle to do just that. So, Mr. Brown, thank you, man. For it's been a long time. I was on him for 3.5 years, y'all, because I know how he is when he seek his teeth in something. And I'm honored because every company that we be in this, I mean, how humble he is. He's a leader, like he's an 8-figure leader. So the reality is he's humble enough to come into a company that he's my mentor. But because I found this opportunity, he wasn't tripping about, oh, I need to be up under you. That shows the type of man he is when it comes to leadership, because he understands that this opportunity is about building a legacy for him and his family. Not about who brought you in. That's that fake stuff with network marketing. And he'll tell you, I used to always stay away from saying I'm a network marketer because I didn't like the shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So my thing, we finally hit a home run, a grand slam, and I'm a wounded warrior, and this call is to the wounded warriors. So thank you, Mr. Brown and Lisa. Congratulations. Let's go. I'm back home, Lisa. So let's get together ASAP. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Meadows. Yes, yes. Miss Lisa, if you could turn your camera on, if you would. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm closing. Now, if I was you, I'm not you, but if I was, I'm going to be doing this again at 9 p.m. Mr. Meadows is giving me the tap on the shoulder and knighted me and let me know. but I'm coming out the box. I've been doing several private meetings, and I'm doing my first open one tonight. So I'm going to be right back here at 9 p.m. And like I said, I'm not you, but if I was, I would have 2 or 3 of my, everybody can call somebody and say, listen, I need you on this call in an hour. What is it? Don't worry about it. Just get your, right? Everybody got 1 or 2 friends like that. But my point is to take action. Take action. One thing about financial freedom is it loves movement, right? So with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over. Make sure you get back with the person that invited you. Let them know where you are. Get their link and get positioned. So Ms. Patton, if you would close us out, share with us why you actually saw Bellator and what you've even been through in the industry and what made Bellator pique your interest to get back in the industry.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And that was a phenomenal presentation. Guys, I've been in the industry now. It's been, my son is 23, so over 25 years now. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of, pretty much being in those things, just like Mr. Damon said. I got tired of somebody snatching the rug from under me. I got tired of working hard, which I hit 159 counties here in the state of Georgia. And for a company to snatch it from you and take your residual income, your team, etc., I didn't want to do that again. Mr. Roger Jarman, every time he finds something, he knows I was looking for something that was legit. I didn't have to beg people. I didn't have to drag people. And I was just burnt out. So riding down the road on Saturday, I got a text from him after I prayed about it. Like, God, I know there's something out here. I done lost money like you guys too, in other Bitcoin, crypto, scams, and whatever the case may be. I said I wasn't getting in nothing else. I even started looking for a job, and I'm unemployable. I haven't worked since 2002 because my son was born at 1 pound. With that being said, Roger invited me to, he just sent me a link, jump on. For some reason, this time, he's been after me for several months with this. I jumped on. I didn't know what it was, but I heard the testimonies. I heard the cries. I heard a gentleman who lost his wife and he had a stroke after that. I heard all of that, and I'm riding down the road crying. And then another lady got on and she earned money in this company that she was able to help a friend with kidney cancer, with their medical expenses or something of that nature. I said to Roger, send me a link. I just registered. But when I heard the presentation from Mr. Damon and his energy you guys just heard, That's me. For all of you on the line that knows me, I have that energy too. Right now I'm on medication because I'm been sick with the flu. But guys, this makes sense. And if it makes sense, it makes dollars. If somebody swiped their card, we get paid. I don't have to build a huge team if I didn't want to. I don't have to build a huge team. And if they lose their mind and cancel or go to something else, my money doesn't stop. And the company is right here in New York, not in China and Dubai and everything else, and we never see the people. And now your money's gone. This is not one of those things. After I got off that Zoom, a lot of leaders that I've been knowing in the industry and people that had me on their list hadn't made it there yet, and Roger beat them to it. They validated that they've made $30,000 right now, Mr. Jonathan Green. Mr. Jarman, I made $17,000. See, that's deep pockets. That's not $200 here and there. Now you got chargebacks and all of that. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for your time. I hope you guys see the opportunity. I hope that you heard Mr. Derek Brown said, you don't have to pay anything. Just get in where you fit in. Register. The person that invited you, get their link and get started. We got to start somewhere. And our country and our world, not even the country, the world is going to digitize payments, mortgage, car notes, everything. So we want to be ahead of the game. Everything is AI and so on and so forth. So we got to get our head out the ground in the clouds and think everything is a scam. Because if not this, what? What? I didn't want to get a job, but I had to do something because I got 2 kids going to college. We'll be in college at the same time next year. So this was an opportunity for me. I got the $1,200. I signed up for free and registered for free. But I'm like, you know what? I want to be active. I want to start making coins. I want to start sharing this with everybody because I have a big heart and I'm not selfish. But I want to thank you guys for your time. I hope y'all took copious notes. You invite everybody to the 9 o'clock call. And if you want to invite some people, I'll send you the link. And I want to thank Mr. Derek Brown for his knowledge and his heart. And I hope you guys felt that. And all the information that he shared with you that showed you that this is legit and it's not one of those things. So thank you so much for your time. God bless you all. Good night. I'm hitting the ground running to get some people on at 9 o'clock. And I want to thank you, Mr. Brown, for your time. And Mr. Roger Jarman for not giving up on me all the time when he's sending me links like, what is it now? I didn't want to get in one of those things. And I know you guys don't want to either. But this is not one of those things. And we can position ourselves to leave a legacy for our children that the Bible says to leave a legacy for our children's children. So thank you all. Good night and have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.
All right. God